everybody. What is up? We're back here on the regular podcast. It's an exciting week for us here in Houston. We got a big game going on today. That's the start of the World Series for the Astros. I'm very excited. So we're gonna try and get in a quick show, and so we can get you everybody back to watching the game. But it was a big week for the Rockets, big week for the Astros, man, and it was a big week for some former Texans as well. How you doing, Paul, today?
I'm good, man. Dude, I've just been waiting for the game one of the World Series, and I'm super pumped the Astros made it. I can't wait to play the Braves. I think they're a quality opponent. The Dodgers Astros matchup was probably a little bit more sexy for national media, but I'm really happy it's the Braves because just like the Astros, they're kind of a team that's developed a lot of that talent over there. So I feel like it's kind of the better matchup for me that I want to see. So it's been a great week so far, man. And as always, you guys can catch me on the IG at PL Trinidad, and I'll let you know again at the end of the show.
Yeah, and you can find me on Twitter at AlecMiller0423, where I'll be talking, going back and forth with people on Twitter about sports and all that good stuff. That's really what it's been lately. Is just going after,
Yeah.
getting people angry and them coming after me.
Yeah,
That's
that's
been happening
that's
a little
pretty
bit.
much most of Twitter right there. So
Yeah, so you find me there, and if you can tweet at me or back me up sometimes on some of my tweets. But yeah, man, World Series, Astros Braves. One thing that I'll tell you is this is not going to be a pitcher's duel. This is not going to be a pitcher's World Series. This is going to be very much a hitter's World
yeah.
Series. Both teams are exciting. I did not want to play the Braves because they're scrappy, man. They do not go away. There were like two games in the Dodgers Braves series where it looked like Dodgers were jumping on them, and they would just
hmm
claw their way back, man. This is a really good team, so it's gonna be tough for sure. But I
Yeah,
got
man.
faith in our boys, man.
You have any? Are you bold enough for any predictions and how you think the series will go?
I've been saying my gut feeling has been Astros in seven.
Okay.
I think it's a long series. That's the thing about both teams is that they can get hot very late. Let's not forget the Astros ninth inning and I think it was
Yeah.
game four. So both teams have a tendency of scoring late. So we might be in for a long series and probably some long games because there might be some extras.
Yeah,
What
man.
do you think?
Yeah, I kind of think it's like a 6 game series.
Okay.
I think I give the Braves respect, and I think they're gonna put it, get two. But I really think Astros are the better team just because of the momentum they got. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna fare well for them, and hopefully they can get it done. Even well, Game 6 would technically be in Houston, right? So
No, game six would be
in
in
Atlanta.
yeah
Okay,
because
okay.
yeah we
Well,
got
yeah.
home field.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. So
So
yeah, we'll see if they can win it on the road.
yeah, I mean, uh, one thing this team does have on the Braves is the experience.
Yeah,
They've been there. They've been there twice. So or what, three times actually. I'm crazy. We have or twice. Sorry, we have been there twice. I'm going crazy for some reason. Sorry, twice. Uh, Once against the Dodgers, we won, and then we lost against the Nationals. So this is our third one in 5 years. That's what I got to get in my brain is third in five
right,
years.
right.
So they have that experience. They know what it's like to be in the big moments, game on the line, crowd going crazy, and these Braves don't have that much experience from top to bottom. Even their veterans haven't been in the World Series yet. So first time in 20 years for them. So we got the advantage there, and I'm hoping we can take advantage of that. You know, legs get a little legs get a little shaky in the big moments. So I think our guys can
Yeah,
pull through that.
yeah, and they don't have Acuna, so
Yes, man.
that
Man,
helps.
am I glad. I never wish injury on any player, and I hope he recovers quickly. But man,
Yeah, I
that's
caught a break there.
I would not want to play this team with Acuna. They'd
Same.
be tough as hell, man. But yeah. So good luck to the Astros from us and all of Houston. Can't wait, and all the Astros fans wherever they are. Um, one thing I told my friend is we were talking about the series, and I was like, get ready for the cheating allegations to come out about Atlanta, because every time a team loses to, the Dodgers lose to a team in the playoffs, they accuse them of cheating. So,
Yeah.
um, you know, look out, Braves. Hopefully they don't come after y'all. But
Yeah.
because like
That's a good point.
we beat them in the World Series, cheating allegations. Boston Red Sox beat them, cheating allegations. Like who's are the and I don't think a team's beat them in the playoffs since. So, um, it might be the Braves' turn next.
Yep. But you
All
always
right.
got your Mickey Mouse ring, LA. So don't
Yeah,
even worry about it.
it's all good. Man, that series makes me mad too. The Rays manager is so dumb. But that's a
Yeah,
conversation.
also, yeah, the Rays lost that, but whatever. We're moving on. We're
Yeah,
moving
man.
on.
Let's go
Plenty
ahead
of
and,
good
and,
things
and
happening
move
here.
on. Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and move on. We'll talk one depressing thing that's kind of sad. The former Texans over there in Arizona came to Houston, or we went over there to Arizona. I'm sorry, we went to Arizona and got absolutely stomped on both
Yeah.
sides of the ball. So, talking about the Texans and Cardinals, we got to play against DeAndre Hopkins and J.J. Watt, two of my personal favorite Texans of all time, and just it was embarrassing. It looked promising in the beginning on the defensive side, but like there was a few moments where I was like, I even tweeted, I was like, the momentum is slowly shifting back to the Cardinals, and it's happening way too soon. I think it was happening like towards the end of the first quarter. I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, I'm getting scared. But you know, we knew what this season was for the Texans. It was a basically like a free year. Just do the best we can, put the best team out there that we can, and right now it's not great. So it's okay. I've moved past it. How did you feel about seeing DeAndre and JJ in different uniforms on the opposite side of the field?
Yeah, man. It was. I mean, I was happy to see them happy, but as you know, being a Texans fan, it was also a bit depressing.
Yeah,
So, it's just like at the beginning of the year, it was New England versus Tampa, and I get it. When your team is good and you see those guys, you want to beat them. But when we played Arizona, it's like I knew the Texans weren't even on that level, going into the game, and so yeah, man, it gave me another moment to just kind of appreciate everything Hopkins did for us and JJ Watt. And before the game, Watt kind of said like, I don't know any of those guys over there anymore. Like,
yeah,
that team's been broken up and the fans deserve better. And he's right, man. Like, it definitely hit home, and I'm glad he said it because it shows that he still cares like a bit about what happens with the organization. So
hmm
I think right now the Texans, like I've been telling people, I'm like the Texans are really just like a skeleton right now. Like they're not the full body yet, and who knows when they'll be that. But I think right now is like the Deshaun Watson trade rumors are kind of heating up,
hmm
and not that I expect that to necessarily change the talent level of the team. I don't expect the Texans to get significantly better, anything like that. But I think it might be a positive effect
hmm
for that trade to go ahead and happen already so we can get some new energy in the locker room, maybe a new quarterback, maybe some other talent. That's really what I want at this point. Like I want that to pass. And as far as wins and losses, I mean it really doesn't matter. I'm not expecting to win more than 3 or 4 games, on the, maybe even 2. But maybe we get a high draft pick again, and
yeah,
that would be awesome. Maybe we could beef up. I mean, really any side of the ball, defense, offense, you can go any way. So
hmm
that's my Texans expectations. But I wish the best for JJ and D Hop, and
yeah,
I hope they win it, man. They're the best team in football. It'd be awesome if they could win it or at least get to playing Tom Brady.
yeah, man. 7-0 right now. Mr. Kyler Murray's over there. I am my personal MVP right now for the season. I know he's like some others, top two, top three, but he's definitely my favorite for MVP. I think he's been
Yeah.
killing it this year, having a great season. and just doing it consistently. So happy for them over there in Arizona. I've never hated Arizona. I thought Arizona was always like fun
Yeah.
to watch. I have no ill will towards Arizona or their fans. So I'm happy. I was actually happy, like when I saw where D Hop went. I wasn't happy he left, but like when I saw he went to Arizona, I was like, okay, cool. I could still cheer for him. I don't gotta like hate and be mad
Yeah,
at him.
fairly neutral team.
Yeah. So happy to see that over there, them succeeding. Um, what makes me like most mad about like the situation that we're in, because I do believe I agree with JJ. The team deserves a lot. The fans deserve a lot better than what has happened in the past. Bill O'Brien absolutely destroyed our team, dude. Just gutted it from the inside out, and made bonehead move after bonehead move to the point where people were asking, "Is he doing this on purpose? Like, is he trying to get fired?" Because it was such like blatantly horrible moves. Like, I've never seen
Yeah.
anything like the moves that he made. What was it? Three first, like he gave up, I think, three first rounders or two first rounders. I think it was three for the for Laramie Tunsil. You know.
Hmm.
Oh wait, we got our. Oh my God, we need to get this out of here. Yeah, that's we're gonna get rid of that comment.
Mm.
That is not no. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I
Let's
mean,
not do that, guys. But yeah, like I'm saying, Bill O'Brien was such like so blatantly like horrible, right?
just read it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien was like so blatantly horrible that people were asking like, is this guy doing this on purpose? Finally got him out of here, and the reason why
Yeah, he messed up our team a lot.
I'm more mad at more mad at Deshaun, not because I think it's mostly on him, but like through all of this mess that was happening with Bill O'Brien, the one bright spot, the one shining spot was Deshaun, right? And then the
Yeah.
allegations come out. Well, first he asked to be traded. Allegations come out, which have me believing that he asked for the trade because he knew this was coming. Um,
Right.
so that's why I like that. That's my biggest theory is that he knew they were coming. That's why he wanted out, and he ended up like getting basically kicked off the team without actually getting kicked off the team, and destroyed his trade value in the process. It's just
Yeah.
that's like what upsets me the most, because like I knew Bill O'Brien like messed up our team and everyone was ready to get him out, but like the one shining spot was supposed to be Deshaun, and just he just completely gutted the city of Houston, and that's what hurts the most for this team with me.
Yeah, and I mean to that point, specifically around quarterback, it just seems like we can never get it right. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I thought Deshaun was going to be the exception, but I mean, I think you're still looking at Matt Shaw probably being our best franchise quarterback, like the way that he's
mm-hmm.
exiting. So, excuse me. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
But anyways, man, yeah, we can move on. Let's get into some Rockets, and
For sure, man.
we had
Let's go ahead and yeah, we'll talk Houston Rockets. Our first game was October 5th. Um, we both had different predictions. I had 1-2. You had 2-1. I believe you had us winning that Minnesota game. I remember saying that I was just worried about them playing as a team this early. Jitters being in the NBA for the first for a lot of those guys first time, and first time basically everybody with new people. So I was like, I'm not seeing us winning that one. So that's why I went 1-2. I was correct. We ended up.
mhm.
Sorry, no, the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't know why I said the Washington Wizards. The Minnesota Timberwolves. It was it was close there for a little bit, but then after a while, like I started seeing the guys just doing careless turnovers, um, and kind of starting to fade a little bit. So, but I saw some things that I really liked. I like seeing Jalen Green going up for that big dunk, even though he didn't make it. They were still talking about it. People were like, "Man, if that would have went in, that would have been insane." And I agree.
Yeah,
And Christian Wood having a decently good game. Having 16 points, 9 assists. That's a really good first game back. So, um, Yeah, what did you think of the first game, man?
Yeah, I mean the first game, you know, I I felt like they just weren't ready for the first game against the T Wolves. Like the T Wolves just clearly had a little bit better momentum, a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
chemistry coming into that. Jalen Green, call it rookie jitters. I don't know what you want to call it, but he only put up 9 points, and I think we needed a little bit more from him if we were going to be competitive in that game. But you had like Towns put up 30 in that first game, and just kind of showing his veteran status. He's done so many opening nights. It was at home. I mean, he was prepared is what it comes down to, and we just weren't ready for that type of energy.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I really make of the first game.
Yeah, and like I mean, in terms of the Minnesota team, like you had Carl Anthony Towns on the first night back in the NBA, back this season. He put up a 30 piece. He had a great
Right.
game. Was just more physical than our centers. I think me and you and David had talked about it in the chat, but possibly Alperin Şengün getting Daniel Tice's minutes, maybe not playing as much. And
Yeah.
after seeing Şengün play and Tice play, I can see that probably happening sooner rather than later. I think because that man Alperin Şengün, man, he's so electric off the bench.
Yeah.
Like wow, he's fun to watch. He finished with 15, I mean with 11 points. So that's pretty awesome, man. So yeah, that's the first game. Second game, a much better game. We had the game that we both picked to win, the against the Oklahoma City Thunder in Houston. What I loved about this game, man, the turnovers were basically a non-factor.
Yeah.
They did so much better, staying limiting the turnovers and all that, and just played a great game. So with that game, this is the Seawood game. This is the one where he comes out and puts up his
Right.
31
Put up
points,
30,
man.
right? 31.
Yes,
Okay.
put up 31 points. Uh, I can't see how many rebounds he has.
14 rebounds.
14 rebounds. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like what a night. And it's because there's nobody there in the middle of that
And
team.
3 blocks. Just throwing
And
that in there.
like that's a good start to that All Star resume, right?
Yeah.
So he balled out, and who else? Eric Gordon, dude. Like Eric Gordon quietly putting up like really good games. 22 points in
Yeah.
this game. He had I believe
Exactly.
15 in the first game, 1 point less than Christian Wood. Like that I didn't expect, which is awesome
Mhm.
because trade value. You right? Let's get that trade value up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, if we could get this guy averaging like 15 points per game, that'd be perfect.
I feel you, man. But yeah, good game from Houston. Uh, it's a trash fire over there in Oklahoma City, but that's not for us to worry about right now.
Right. Yeah, like that was, I mean, this was like an important game for me mainly because I felt like it was a must win.
hmm
Like I if
You have to beat the bad teams. Like
exactly, man.
when you're
So
when you're a
like
bad
it
team, you have to beat the bad teams.
right, like if you're losing to OKC out the gate, then I think there's bigger questions of like, wow, this is might be a bad season,
Yeah.
like so I'm glad they handled business, man. And plus they were at home, like that's one you got to take care of. So that's really what I was looking for out of this game. And like, I think again, like Jalen Green really didn't have like not his legs under him, but he's just not. He wasn't ready yet. And by
Yeah.
the third game, he overcame that. But Porter Jr. played pretty consistent in this game too.
hmm
Um, yeah, man. Overall, like it was a good win. And like the thing about the Thunder is there's not really anyone to test you besides Shea Gilgis. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
For
I
sure.
think defensively, if you're kind of holding that guy, everyone else is gonna just be a small factor at the most. But yeah, man, I'll take the win. I'm happy. I think the Thunder might be one of the worst teams this year, and I was just glad that we beat them early.
Yeah, like what I like about this game is it's between two rebuilding teams, and Oklahoma City's been in rebuild mode for a few years now. This would probably be at their third or fourth year in
Yeah,
rebuild mode, and we destroyed them. Like we looked this is our first year in rebuild mode, and I feel like we're already like steps ahead of Oklahoma City
Yeah,
in terms of like
exactly.
talent and actually executing on the picks. Because like it's real, it's real nice to say you have first round picks and draft picks, but if you can't hit on them, man, those draft picks mean absolutely nothing. Um, like I
Exactly.
always remember that in my head because like sometimes getting the best draft pick isn't always better than getting like an established player because they might not be anything in a few years. And it seems like Oklahoma City's missed more times than we have, and this is our first year there. So that's why I was happy to see us get this one.
Yeah, me too, man. And I think it just shows like even though Daryl Morey switched over and now we have Rafael Stone, I think there's still some consistency there in that front office of
Mm-hmm.
being able to evaluate talent and not wanting to go in a free full rebuild. Sorry, I'm bad language today. Full rebuild mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though the Rockets are young and we're kind of starting over. I mean, you still got C. Wood, you still got Porter Jr., and now you even got one of the best rookies in Jalen Green. Not to mention veterans on your bench, Augustine, Eric Gordon. So, yeah, like you said, man, I love the way the Rockets are positioning. Now, if I was an OKC fan, I mean, I don't see how rosters like that aren't accomplishable. But if you just keep making trades every time there's some small hope in a player, I mean, it's going to get you nowhere. You
Yeah.
can ask the Magic. So
Exactly, man. All right, let's go ahead and get to the big game that, even though it wasn't our best game,
yeah,
this game had me hyped, man. Playing up against the Boston Celtics, they have Jalen Brown who absolutely balled out the first week of the NBA
yeah,
this season. Put up that nice, I think, 46 points on their first game against the Knicks, and went to double overtime. Like they're balling out, man, and just have been on the losing end a little too much, but they've got their first win with us.
yeah.
And what made me excited about this game was Jalen Green. Like Jalen Green finally, like you said, had his coming out party. He experienced the crowd, got the jitters out of the way, and in that second game, just absolutely balled the hell out. I think impressed a lot of people putting up the 30 points that he did. Uh, and then Christian Wood also 20 points, 9 rebounds. Like he's being consistent. I'm loving it.
Right.
It was just nice to see us be up against a really good team and compete for as long as we did. Because it wasn't until that second half when we started to like kind of be shown like, okay, there's levels to this. We're not there yet, but like I'm just so happy that we competed to the level that we did in this game.
Yeah, same man. And I think we kind of hinted on that last week. Like we just wanted to see some fight. We thought it'd be a good test for the guys. And yeah, like you said, I think that's exactly what it was. Like Jalen Green with his 8 for 10 from three. I mean, dude, like that experience alone for a rookie is just like tremendous, man. That's got to make you confident that you knock down 8 threes in a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. So I'm happy like Jalen Green kind of got the monkey off his back. Like that's at least one stat line that you could be proud of, even if you continue to struggle, is you're capable, right? Like you're capable early in the season, early in your career. So as you go forward, you could kind of keep that in mind instead of, man, like 9 points here, 9 points there, I'm not panning out. So yeah, man, I think he got past that. And like you said, the consistency from C Wood is great, bro. So like I think these games will be more competitive in these games, like probably next year. But yeah, like I think we're just a few roster tweaks away from really getting there. Maybe
Yeah.
if Sengun's slid up in the center role, maybe if Tate and Nwaba kind of start balling like they did last year. I mean, you're looking at a pretty versatile squad. So I still have pretty high hopes for how it'll pan out.
Mm-hmm.
Boston was clearly more talented, but at the end of the day, I'm really happy with the performance despite it being a loss.
Yeah. All right, man. So let's go ahead and do our MVP and then our performance of the week. So
Sure,
MVP will be player for the week, and your performance of the week will be what game and what player
for
in what
sure.
game. So for mine, my MVP and my MVP is gonna be Christian Wood. Um, I think Christian Wood has just been proving that he wants to be the focal point. He's doing so well on offense, and his defense is really is really up there, man. Seeing him blocking shots, you know, and also stepping out and hitting the threes like he has been, and just getting those rebounds. So for me, Christian Wood for sure. I want to check something real quick.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Christian Wood. But then performance of the week, I'm gonna say Jalen Green's performance against Boston. Um, that was just magical to watch. It was so much fun. He was hitting those threes, and what I loved, man, he was so calm and collected when hitting those threes. He wasn't like over celebrating, uh, and every time he wasn't getting scared to put it up. He wasn't trying to like protect his stats. He was, man,
Yeah, exactly.
just throwing them up there, man. So for me, Jalen Green's performance definitely is the best performance of the week. Is the performance of the week for me.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I gotta agree with like both of those picks. I'm just happy to see like Seawood balling. Like, I think it's gonna be a good stretch, and I'm sure we'll hit on this soon, but I think it's gonna be a good stretch ahead because he's got both Utah and LA, so that's AD and Gobert. And I think this was good to get his confidence back, get some momentum. He definitely was an MVP of Week One, and yeah, bro, like I kind of thought Jalen Green's balling out would start early, and that's why I had picked him to be the MVP before.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll take a solid performance. You know what I mean? I get it.
Absolutely.
Maybe you didn't have it, but I'll still take that solid performance. The 30 points also has to just be motivating for his teammates, because I think as maybe game 10, Jalen Green, Porter Jr., and Christian Wood are going to start to look at each other and be like, all right, like us three are capable of going a long way.
Mm-hmm.
So I want them to hit that point where they realize, hey, it might not be my night, but it's going to be one of these guys' nights. And if they play like that, I feel like sky's the limit on how good they could be together.
Yeah. So I have the stats up to see what how's everyone's doing. Christian Wood averaging a double double right now. He's averaging 22.3 points, 22.3 points a game, and 10.7 rebounds, almost 11 rebounds a game. So
Nice.
he's having a great season. And then below him, man, actually pretty respectable. Jalen Green's averaging 16 with 3.3 rebound, 3 rebounds and 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Yeah, for him, man. So what a start for his. I don't know everybody else's, but that's a great start for me for his rookie of the year campaign, in my opinion. What you think about those two leading in the stats?
I love it, man. I love to see it overall. Like I think the world of the rookie class. Like we even talked about this with
Mm-hmm.
David. These guys are super talented, but I mean, yeah, if you don't want to be too dramatic, but you got somebody already in All Star status with Christian Wood, and you have somebody who could be Rookie of the Year with Jalen Green. Like I can't really ask for more as a Rockets fan who's 1 year removed from Harden being here,
Yeah.
and you would tell me I had that. I'm happy with that. So I hope they continue, man. And like you said, I don't see any reason why I can't. Both of these guys are going to have the green light, and you got Porter Jr. too. Like I think they could maintain these stats. Not that stats are everything, but these stat lines are very likely to be consistent the rest of the year.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I'm hoping they can because we just started the beginning of our horrible schedule coming up. We have a
Yeah.
tough schedule ahead of us. And let's go ahead and get into it. We got 3 games this week. Once again, we're going to stay within the 3 games during the
Hmm.
week. And we'll give our predictions. And I'll start. So the first game we have in Dallas, Texas, to face off against the Mavs. Those are always fun games.
Yeah.
Rockets Mavs games. Those are always fun to watch. Luka off to kind of a slow start, so
Hmm.
this is like one of those times I think we can maybe get the upset here. And then what we're hoping, or what we know is going to be a tough game at home against Utah. That's a tough game.
Yeah.
They're playing really well, and Donovan Mitchell's picking up back where he left off. So this is gonna be a tough game for sure. And then what I think is gonna be what I originally thought was gonna be a really bad game could possibly be a lot closer than I thought, and that's in LA against the Lakers. They
Yeah.
have not looked good at all. They look
Exactly.
like a joke right now, honestly. And there's so much I can go off on a tangent about the Lakers, but we're gonna keep it strictly Rockets. That's a game I think we can maybe capitalize on the chaos that's happening there. I think they'll fix it. The Lakers. I think they'll definitely get it fixed to where they'll be competing for a playoff spot. I believe, but I think it's gonna take a very long adjustment period, maybe a trade or two, before we start to see that. So I think we're gonna etch out a victory. I'm gonna go crazy and say we're gonna upset the Mavs. We're gonna lose to the Jazz, and we're gonna beat the Lakers. Jalen Green's gonna put on a performance in Staples. I really do think that. So I'm gonna say 2-1.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I'm gonna go 1-2. With the victory being against LA because I think we'll stick with these 3 games, but just to hint, the game after LA is LA again.
Yeah,
So I think like
we'll split.
ideally you split one of those. Um, the Dallas matchup, the only thing about the Dallas matchup that I'm concerned about is how we're gonna align defensively. Like
Mm-hmm.
how are they gonna be putting? My guess is like Luca might be guarding excuse me. Luca might be guarding Kevin Porter Jr. and Tim Hardaway might be picking up Jalen Green.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. So like that's the reason it's hard for me to say a dub in Dallas
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not sure how that matchup will go. But yeah, I think Utah. I mean, the only good thing about Utah is you're playing them at home. But other than that, like
There's not
that's
much, man.
that's about it.
Yeah,
um,
it's gonna be bad.
yeah, and it's not like it's going to be a packed house either. So yeah, I think that's what I'm looking at the next week.
All right, man. I respect that for sure. I just my thing about the Dallas games, and it's very much a 50-50 in my mind because like it's kind of like divisions aren't taken as seriously in basketball, right? Not as
Yeah,
seriously, it's not seriously as in football, where you're that all your rivalries are basically in your division. It's not
yep,
the same in basketball, but it's those like in-state rivalries,
right,
right?
right,
I think when you play an in-state rival, like both teams are just playing at a different level. They're with a different level of intensity. So that's a game where I am 50-50. I'm going out on the limb saying that we're gonna
yeah.
beat the Mavs personally.
I feel you though. Yeah, you're right. It'd be different if we're just playing like Charlotte or somebody who's kind of like
Mhm.
meaningless impact. But when you're playing Dallas, you get on that bus and you're just kind of premeditating the game, and
Mhm.
you're not too far from home, and you get on the court, and there's intensity. So,
Yeah.
also to your credit, I mean Dallas got off to a really bad start last year.
Mhm.
And they've only played 2 games this year, but I mean that loss against Atlanta was pretty bad. And it just makes you wonder like how much true progress are they making if Atlanta's still handling them pretty easily. Like it definitely has to be frustrating for Luca, to see Trey, who's basically your draft buddy, kind of doing well, and the franchise is putting him with better weapons, and Dallas is basically the same team as it was. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's definitely possible.
Yeah. So we have different ones, but we both seeing like coming from the same side and seeing what will happen. Who do you think is gonna be the MVP next week? Who do you think is gonna like have their moments of shine?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, man, because each game can have like somebody step up big, like
Yeah.
just because of the matchups. Um, so when I think like consistency, I'm gonna take Jalen Green again, man. And
Okay.
the main reason is because I see like I'm just guessing the defensive schemes will be Luca on Porter Jr., Donovan Mitchell on Porter Jr., and then that LA game it'll be AD on C Wood.
Yeah. That's what I was
So
thinking.
that's kind of why I'm taking the easy route and just kind of picking Jalen Green, thinking he'll be the one with the less pressure on him, so he might be able to ball. What do you think?
I I agree with you to a point, but I'm gonna say KPJ is gonna be the MVP. I think he's staying consistent. You know, like he's getting his nice like
Hmm.
16 points, 15. He's averaging 15, so he's getting his
Yeah,
nice 15 points. I think he's due for one of these games
yeah, to go off.
to go off, and I think that I could see Donovan Mitchell possibly playing or switching between playing Jalen and playing on
Yeah, I
KPJ.
kind of thought that
KPJ
too.
is a little I think is a little bit bigger than Donovan Mitchell. At least in like kind of like stature, he just seems bigger in my mind um, than Donovan Mitchell. So Dallas, I could see Tim Hardaway being on Jalen Green, having just come off of his 30-point game that he just had, and Luca being on KPJ, and Luca is a liability on defense. So I could see KPJ having a couple 20-point games in this week. Like I said, Tim Hardaway is a tough defensive matchup for Jalen Green. Um, Donovan Mitchell, you have to focus on playing. If you have to focus on playing defense at the same time, like against this guy, and also being played defense on by him,
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough
good point.
for Jalen Green. The one that I think Jalen Green's gonna have his blowout game though, I think is gonna be L.A.
Yeah,
Whereas like KPJ, he's gonna get his 20 points. He's gonna win the MVP because there's not really anyone that's gonna be guarding him of note over there in LA. But Jalen's gonna have probably Russell Westbrook on him in Staples. You know, I can see Jalen Green. I'm hoping to see Jalen Green kind of like have a breakout game and just go off for the and have everybody talking about uh, the nice little 30 piece that Jalen put on the Lakers. You know, because that'll be
yeah,
all over the day after. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say KPJ, but performance of the week might be given to Jalen Green again.
for sure. Yeah, I feel that, man. I think it's gonna be the good thing about this is like we're going through one of our worst stretches, and after this is like I don't want to say it's daylight. There's still going to be tough games, but you don't have to worry about so many like back to back
Yeah,
crazy teams playing you. I mean, you got LA and Golden
yeah.
State, and sheesh, it's crazy.
We just gotta get past our West Coast our West Coast trip, man. That's always killer, the West Coast trip, because you got to be over there for so many amount of days, and you have such like tough teams like Golden State, like the Clippers, uh,
Right.
like and even like see like let's just talk about teams, but they are legit. Nuggets and the Jazz, man, like those are two
Yeah.
physical teams that like you gotta play on the road. It's not until you can like come home, you know, spend the night in your actual bed and be able to take care of those teams. That's why this just get through the West Coast away trip, and let's get into uh, back to our home games. So
Right.
yeah, it's
It'll
gonna be
be
tough.
good. Like it'll be good. Like team bonding for them too. I hope like all that time in the hotel on the planes and buses. Like I think those are kind of the moments where they're gonna have to realize, they got to they got to work on their chemistry off the court as well, right? So
Hmm.
if you're on the road trip and you've lost three in a row, like at some point you're gonna have a moment where it's like, all right, we're better than this. So hopefully they can pull some of that out of them. And
Yeah,
I mean, dude, like in the next, if they go 2-1 in the next week, I think you're really looking at a legitimate playing team with the Rockets.
that'd be awesome. That'd
Way
be a
too
nice
early
little
prediction,
surprise.
but just saying.
Hey, that's what I want to hear, man. I wanna be that. That would be such a nice little surprise because I was expecting to be another lottery team, but if all the talent can come together on this team, I could see
Yeah.
us being maybe even being out of the lottery or a later lottery pick, and maybe
Right.
even possibly if everything just goes the way it's supposed to. Like, don't forget, if the Lakers keep being this bad, that's a really big hole in the playoffs right there that they
Yeah.
can fill.
Yeah, and that's where I'm coming at it too by saying that because like LA barely made the playoffs last year, and Dallas also struggled to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys were kind of on the back end of the playoff team. So I think if you're the Rockets, I mean, if your prediction comes true and you beat Dallas and LA, like you got to feel pretty damn good. I mean,
Yeah,
you beat playoff teams, so
like
you're capable.
I'm looking at the standings right now, and we are actually number 12. And remember,
Okay.
to be in the play-in, you just got to be in the 10 seed.
Yeah.
So right now, the top 12 is Golden State, Utah, Memphis. What a surprise for Memphis.
Yeah.
John Morant trying to show people that that Zion was not the best player in that draft, which I 100% believed whenever he got drafted. I was like, Zion's not the guy. It's Ja. So to see him balling out the way he is, he's one of my favorite players to watch in the league. If I got NBA Game Pass, I would definitely put Memphis on my watch list.
Yeah.
So good to see them there. Then you have Denver, Jokic trying to have another MVP season. Minnesota, a nice little surprise, 2-1. That's a nice little start for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It makes that loss not seem so bad, right? The Clippers.
Yeah.
Dallas at 6, Clippers at 7, Sacramento Kings. I know me, you, and David were talking about Sacramento, and I think y'all said blow it up, and I was like, not yet. I don't want to blow it up just yet. I'm intrigued by some of the talent there. If it doesn't work this year, I really do believe that if they can't get into the play-in this year, Luke Walton's out. I think it's only if he can get in the play-in, I think his job is safe with the talent they have. But I can see that if they don't make the play-in again, that he'll be gone. Something will have to change.
Right. I think like we've been kind of waiting for Sacramento to step up into one of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think obviously Minnesota will fall back out and probably Phoenix will rise back up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Clippers, dude, I really don't have high expectations for the Clippers this year. Like, I expect them to maybe be around like the 5 or 6 seed.
I don't think they have very big expectations. I think they know, like, hey, they got Kawhi to re-sign. I think they're just like, hey, let's just get through this season, and next year will be the one when Kawhi's back. But
I think Kawhi is kind of chilling too, to be honest.
I think they're content with just playing out the season, not trying like do anything too crazy. Like, don't make any big moves, no sudden moves. Just right up the
get
season.
Into the playoffs.
You're not supposed to make it. You're not supposed to make it to the NBA Finals. And I think honestly, sometimes that kind of mindset where you're just like, hey, we're not supposed to be there, so let's just get through the season. And if we get there, dude, they'll have like everything to win and nothing to lose. Like if they make it to the playoffs,
man. Well said.
Yeah, I think it's something about Portland, man. I think Minnesota, Sacramento are kind of destined to fall. But I'm also looking at Golden State, man. Like Golden State, they were the 9th seed last year. I'm not expecting this level of success to come every year. I mean, every week, every game.
Yeah.
Until Klay comes back.
Right.
Yeah. Now, once Klay comes back, they might, if they can stay like this good until Klay gets back, they might be the best team in the league again.
Yeah, exactly. I think, just to put it quickly, I know we got to bounce here, but like, I think Steph and that performance against the Lakers was like big, bro. Like, I think he just showed, like I have the same intensity as I left last season. I'm going to be balling out. Cause keep in mind, the Lakers beat them, to kind of put them in that play-in and
on a very lucky 3.
Exactly, man.
I don't think that was made on purpose.
Right. So I think they have a chip on their shoulder, man, and I'm happy to see Steph balling. He looks healthy, and when Klay gets back, bro, that's a top 4 team, like almost guaranteed, in my opinion. So we'll see, man. Something's gonna have to shake up. There's new teams, and I think teams like Portland are unfortunately going to be left out or playing at best, along with the Spurs, man. I don't think Spurs are gonna be relevant this year.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I would love to be above the Spurs. I like beating. Like I said.
That's a good goal, actually.
I would like to be above the Spurs.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here. Let's go ahead and get where we can go. Let's get to this game so we can watch the Astros put a whooping on the Braves.
Yes, sir.
And go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you.
Catch me on Instagram at PL Trinidad or on Twitter with the new page at Podcast Paul. Connect with me, man. Can't wait to see you guys next week. We'll be back.
Yeah, absolutely. You can find me on Twitter at AlecMiller0423. I don't know why it says 27 there. I got to change that. 0423. Like I said, I'll be on there talking mess, giving my crazy takes that make people mad, and sometimes having some pretty generic takes because I mean, if it's true, it's true. Who cares?
Yeah, doesn't always have to be dramatic.
Yeah. So, all right, man. See you guys. Hopefully, you come back next week for week 3 of the NBA. I'm Alec. That's Paul. That way. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Go Stros. Peace.